Creating a game in Scratch. This game, when I first start it, has a football falling from above. I can control the Eagles logo. When I touch the football, it changes costume and I get a point. When I reach a certain number of points, I'm told that I won the game and the game should stop. In order to do that, I need to have a few things. I need to have various sprites. I was able to control this sprite. When I am using this, I'm going to use when the green arrow is clicked and a forever if something happens. So under control, when I drag out the green flag, I'm going to drag out a forever if statement. What happens? It's waiting for me to touch a button. So I'm going to use the key space. If I drag that inside, I can change that to any key that I like. Usually if you want to have your character go up or down, you would change what Y is doing. So if you change Y, you can actually duplicate this and change that for down, and you would just make it go in a negative direction for Y. Then my eagle would be able to go up and down. If I want it to go left and right, I would use the same principles, but I would change it to right and left. And if it's going right on the number line, you're going in a positive direction. If you're going left on the number line, you're changing X by a negative. I'm going to drag those out of there. So now I'm able to move my Eagles logo side to side. You would like to be able to catch something or avoid something. So if you're catching something, like a football falling from the sky, I have this set of code right here. It's picking a random X. If you did not pick a random X, what would happen is it would fall in the same location. And that's not really a fun game. See how it continues to fall straight down there? So that's because it's falling from a very high number on the y-axis to a very low number, so that's good. But the x needs to be a different number every time. So under operators, you can use this thing called pick a random number. So your x-axis goes from -200 to +200. So I put that in for both here and x, and you can see automatically how it changes. I also have it pick a random number between 1 and 3, so then it's not the same speed each time. I'm also setting a score. So this is where the score is happening. If my football touches the Eagles logo, I want it to increase my score. So in order to do that, when I drag out the green flag and I say forever if I'm touching something, so I'm touching this sprite 1, that's when I want my variable to increase. So you may have to make a variable. I called mine catches. After you make a variable, initially I want to have no catches. And after I touch it, I want to have 1 catch. However, if I set this, it would increase it as many pixels as it touched. So that's why I have the 1 second in here. So I would just drag that in, and this is the same, correct? So I'll just drag that away. I'm then saying that if I get more than 5 catches, I've won the game. So I have another sprite, and I have this only show up when I won. So I have this sprite here. It is here the whole time, but when I click the green flag, it's initially hiding, and it's waiting for that number to be greater than 5. So if I were to start this game over again, you see that that goes away. And then once I get to 5, it'll show up here. You could also have your game stop everything if you won. You could have it change the stage if you've won. A lot of people do the catching, so think of something that you could have fall or pop up. And the important thing is that I need you to have a counter. So please look at the directions on Google Classroom for an interactive Scratch game. It explains all the things that you need. There's the movement, so how to get a character to move with the keys, how to get something to fall randomly. So this is for one sprite and this is for a second sprite. Keeping score, you can put this on one of your sprites. So if sprite 2 is touching sprite 1, this would happen. And then the broadcasting, that just helps change the background. Again, these directions are on Google Classroom.